Hello, welcome to Dundrol's podcast. I'm your host Justin. Today we're reviewing Gundam Wing Endless Waltz. This is the Gundam Wing Endless Waltz collection, um, released by Nozomi Entertainment, which collects the Operation Meteor OVA and the Gundam Wing Endless Waltz OVA series slash movie, right? Which, if you open up the case, you see there's Blu-ray cases. There's Blu-ray discs for Operation Meteor Disc 1, Disc 2, and this Waltz OVA, and then there's the movie, right? Which, this movie is very nostalgic for me because Gundam Wing was the first. It wasn't necessarily the first mecha anime I've ever watched, because that was either Macross Plus or Voltron. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it was either one of those two, right? But like Gundam Wing was one of the first mecha shows I ever watched to completion, right, when I was a kid, right? It was the first Gundam series I ever saw air on TV, right? And I gotta say, I was always blown away by the art style and mecha designs. Even though like people complain about the reuse animation in the original series, which was a thing here and there, but it was used sporadically, right? Yeah. I don't know. I always loved this movie, right? This show, right? So when the movie came out and would air on TV, I always wanted to watch it, but I couldn't watch it till years later because at that point somebody realized, oh shit, this is not a kids show, and Gundam Wing would air late night, and I was never allowed to stay up late to watch the Gundam Wing Endless Waltz movie, but I was able to watch it on the internet years later. But I finally got the Blu-ray, like when this got released. I think like a year or two ago, right? And I gotta say, I love this movie, but some people might have some problems with it. One thing that they did is that they changed the designs of all five Gundams in the movie, and changed their color scheme, right? Which one of the things they did was they changed they changed the Wing Zero and gave it angel wings, which I honestly, this is my favorite Wing Zero design, right? I never liked the Wing Zero in the TV show. I thought there was too much red and yellow. Here it looks, pretty cool, right? Which is my first ever master grade I ever built, right? Yeah. Which his Buster rifle, I gave it to heavy arms because I pulled these guys out of a box, so they're a little dusty, and some of the pieces came apart, like the heavy arms Gatling gun belt came apart, right? So I had to, yeah. So I decided this. I'll just give the Buster rifle to like heavy arms, right? Which I love his design. They gave him like they gave him like half a clown Harlequin mask on the Gundam, and they changed it to blue and green, right? Where like Shenlong's Gundam, they gave two dragon arms instead of one. Where here you can see the original Shenlong Gundam. He only has one dragon arm, right? The other is just meant to hold the shield, right? And I don't have I have Death's Life Hell Custom, but I never finished it, right? Which that's one problem I have with the model kits for Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, is that they call it Endless Waltz, but they never gave them the right color scheme from the movies, right? Except for Wing Zero, all the Gundam model kits for the other Gundams, that they put out, they gave them the color scheme from the TV show, right? Which never explained why the Gundams look different in this movie. They just are. It was probably an attempt to resell the the toys to the kids who already had the toys from the TV show, right, or model kits, which I didn't mind that because I really loved the new designs. So the story for this movie, it takes place like a year after the war, right, between the colonies and Oz, or the Earth Sphere. The Earth Sphere is now at peace, but what ends up happening, well, what happens during that peace is that they get rid of all mobile suits and all weapons of war, and Quatch, what's his name again? I can't remember his name. He has the brilliant idea of, let's send all of our Gundams, since we don't need them anymore, let's send them all out into the sun. Turns out, on Christmas Eve, which this movie takes place between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I thought it took place at New Year's, but I was mistaken. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. What ends up happening is a colony declares war on the Earth Sphere, and it's led by this colony is led by the Barton Foundation, whose granddaughter is this Maramea Kushinada, who claims to be the daughter of Trace Kushinada, the leader of Oz, which was the main military organization our Gundam protagonists fought against in the main series, right? And so our characters decide to fight once again and defeat this new foe who wants to bring back war after they fought hard and did some things they regret to bring peace to the Earth Sphere and colonies, right? Which, there's they all have different flashbacks, but you had Hero's flashback to before Operation Meteor, where he destroys a mobile suit factory and ends up accidentally destroying this apartment building that was next to the factory, which turns out to be where this little girl and her puppy lived that he met the day before while scouting out the place. Where you got to be treated to that flashback again. Oh my god. Which is so, because it was never clear if the puppy was dead or was just hurt and sleeping, right? But he confirms, oh yeah, I definitely killed that little girl and dog in the movie. It's like, motherfucker, I didn't need to know that. Thank God I did not review that. I did not watch this for Christmas month, because it would have brought me down, man. Yeah. Other people who are fighting against Maramea's forces Maramea's forces all have these new mobile suits called Serpent Customs, right? Which there was never a Serpent mobile suit in the main series. So what is this a custom of? I don't know, right? Which is obviously kind of based off the Heavy Arms mobile suit, because it has missile launchers and Gatling guns, which it comes with accessories for a bazooka and beam cannon, right? Which is it's a pretty cool mobile suit, the Serpent Custom, right? I forgot to mention that you have Zek Marquise joins the Preventers, which is this peacekeeping organization created by side characters from Gundam Wing, right? Where you got to see Zex Marquise pilot the Talgi 3, which looks pretty cool, right? Which also has the under its shield, it has the dragon tail from Gundam Epion that he uses as a weapon. So it's pretty cool, right? And like Noin is in a white Taurus, fighting alongside him. Um, in the movie, one of our characters decides to betray uh, our heroes to fight alongside Maramea because they're not happy. Which it was Wu Fei and his Nataku or Shenlong Gundam. Nataku was like the nickname. Which I read a manga that said that he nicknamed the Shenlong Gundam Nataku after his dead girlfriend, or who was supposed to be the original pilot of Shenlong Gundam. I don't know if that's canon, but yeah, that's where that's where the name Nataku apparently came from, right? Yeah, so like what ends up happening is our characters try to fight Maramea's forces by small arms and capturing mobile suits, but once they find out that like Wu Fei is using his Gundam they what's his name? The pretty boy decides to go on with his crew from the deserts, using a spacecraft to rendezvous with the Gundams that were being launched into the sun, and to get them back, right? Which they do, and like you have like Trey, what's his name? Not Trey. That's Troa and oh my god, I totally forgot our characters. Duo, yeah, that's his name. Duo, right? I know they're all named after after numbers. I just don't remember their names exactly. Whatever. These three fight the Serpent Customs on Earth, while Hero and his Wing Zero fights Shenlong, which he gets his ass kicked. He gets his ass kicked by the Nataku, right? And the Nataku, the Shenlong Gundam, and he's able to defeat Wu Fei by using bringing up the fact that he he had the kill before Operation Meteor. He accidentally killed like a little girl and her puppy, right? Which brings like Wu Fei out of his senses, right? And joins up with our other characters, right? So yeah. Also, I forgot to mention that Rena, or whatever the girl's name is, the girlfriend character, Hero's girlfriend character, was being held hostage by the Bardens and like Marmia's forces, right? But they that all gets resolved. I don't know. I really enjoyed this movie. The animation does look pretty much the same as the TV show, right? But I thought you have this movie quality movie film like grittiness, which looked cool, right? The action scenes were great. There was no reused animation, right? Troa does his like signature jumping in the air and doing and spinning, doing like a little twirl dance, which was cool, right? I don't know. I really enjoyed the mecha designs and the action in this movie. Some people might have a problem with the fact that it's like this movie's like an hour and 31 minutes, and it's not until like the 50-minute mark where our characters get their Gundams again and actually fight. Though you do get like a scene where you see where you do see their Gundams briefly in the beginning of the film. I don't know, I really enjoyed this movie, right? It does try to have big brain philosophy in this movie that's basically a commercial to sell toys and model kits to kids. But I don't know, this came out in the late 90s, right? And you had the movies I almost said The Matrix, but I think The Matrix was was after that, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But I just watched Red Letter Media's like review of the Matrix Matrix Resurrection, so I still have that on my head. But like, yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed the film. Some people might find it pretentious, which is with its talk of philosophy and um, pacifism and whatnot. I don't know. I enjoyed the movie, right? And I'm looking forward to one day reading or listening to like the sequel to this show, which was like a visual novel, I think, or audio. I think there's like an audio book too, but there's like I think it's like either a visual novel or a light novel of that's a sequel to Gundam Wing called Frozen Teardrop, where it's like set in the future and our characters have like new Gundams, right? But like, you know, they have like stupid names. Like Troa's new Gundam is called Prometheus and has like this cross Gatling gun, kind of like the one dude from Trigun, Wolfwood. Wu Fei's new Gundam, I think, was called Warlock, and like our main character had like a Gundam called, I think it was called Snow White, and had like this female figurine on the chest plate, right? It was like, what the hell? If they ever animate the sequel to like Gundam Wing Frozen Teardrop, they're gonna have to change like the Snow White Gundam's like name. Oh my god. Is Cinderella like public domain yet? Maybe they could use that. I don't know. I really enjoyed this movie, but like, yeah. If you're a fan of late 90s mecha anime, I think you would enjoy this movie. And the animation, though it's not that much better than the TV show, I thought it looked great. And like, you know, the new designs for the Gundams, I think, are fantastic, and I wish that they would put out like model kits that were accurate to the Gundams in this movie, which you can always just repaint them, right? But yeah, that's it for this review, guys. Peace. I'm gonna go watch Four Rooms, which is like my favorite New Year's movie. Which last year I think I reviewed Strange Days, which was an okay New Year's movie, but I don't know. I'm gonna watch a comedy this year. So yeah, little update. I'm working on my best and worst movies of 2021. I've been binge watching some like 2021 movies to catch up, right? I watched like Antlers, which was Scott Cooper's horror film. I saw Joe Carnahan's Cop Shop, and today I watched Night House, which I think is a David Bruckner movie with Rebecca Hall, which I heard was like the best horror movie of the year, and I gotta say it's pretty good. But I don't know if it's going to be on my top 10 or it's probably going to be a top 5 and worst 5. Because I've only seen like 40 movies this year, right? So I don't know. I feel like if I watched 50, I would do top 10, worst 10. But I'm just gonna do 5 because it's kind of hard to come up with like 10 bad movies really bad movies this year, man. Which to me, I felt like 2010 was actually a good year for movies. 2020 was fucking awful. Yeah, so like I'm just bringing that up to let you know, like, I'm going to be busy the next few days, so if there's any, like, 2021 movies that I haven't reviewed you want me to watch, so I can, like, figure out if I want to put it on my best or worst list, let me know in the comments, and that's